Sometimes converting a percent that only has one digit in it, for example, 9%, sometimes that can look a little weird. So I want to show you how you would go about converting 9% to a decimal number. It turns out I do the exact same steps for converting 9% to a decimal that I would for any two-digit number, for example, 12%. That is, I have to write my number, so I'll write down the 9, without the percent symbol. I just drop that symbol. And I don't see a decimal point anywhere, so I'm going to add a decimal point to the right of my number. Okay. Now, if you remember, for converting 10% to a decimal in my first clip, what I'm doing is dividing the number by 100. And really all that meant was I had to shift a decimal point two places to the left. However, there's a little gap here. See, there's no digit, so it looks kind of strange. What I'd end up with is point blank 9. So if that happens, if it's a single digit, we're going to add a 0 as a placeholder. Okay, so it's the exact same steps. I write down my digit without the percent symbol. I add a decimal point, and then I slide it two places to the left. But there was nothing there, so I had to add a 0. So I end up with 0.09. And that's my final. Let me show you one more example. Okay, let's say I had 6%. And I want to convert that. I'm going to drop the percent symbol. I'm going to add a decimal point to the right. And I'm going to add a 0. So then I can shift my decimal point two places to the left. Okay, and then I end up with 0.06. Okay, let's see how you do. I'll give you 8%. And why don't you go ahead and try to convert that to a decimal. And hopefully you ended up with 0.08 as your final answer. So again, I wrote my number without the percent symbol. If it's a single digit, I add a 0, and then I slide a decimal point two places to the left, and I get 0.08. Okay, good luck.